Hey, how's it going, friends? How's it going? Since we know each other now, honestly, even though this is a pre-recorded message of walking with the Father, stage 29, and I feel like it's been me dabbling, sharing my personal stories, and not really giving truly myself, of giving myself to you fully. And I've been trying to, but I'm here to give a part of my true story, my full truth of letting go all of my path. Because after this, I'm going on a run. I'm going to, after these, I'm gonna try to create and brainstorm and create the best content for you guys. Whether it's through my music and I wish this through my music and through my art, because I am a musician. I want to do orchestras when I probably get older and physical age, but and do it to the Father's time. But walking with the Father, this has been it means so much because it opened doors for me. Not numbers wise, but like it opened to me to be on camera and talking about myself, and it's a little bit uncomfortable talking about my story, and I love that because it gives me the chance to really broaden and open up myself. I grew up in this life in the South Side Chicago. It was in 2000s, in the years we're talking about, human years. For growing up, like, not per se poor, stereotypical poor, but we could have been a lot better off. But we have young parents, who was around my age at this time, honestly, in their early 20s, trying to figure life out, trying to, figure things out, trying to love and trying to live life out and trying to, figure themselves out. And, a lot of my family members, they fell into love at an early age quickly because being in a relationship was a thing, finding love was a thing. I come from love, so that's why I have a lot of love, and I've seen a lot, honestly. I've seen a lot from death and murder and broken hearts and heartache and things like that. And whether anybody would say it a lot, it did mentally affect me a lot, honestly. I've cried, I've held in my emotions, about my emotions. I was a very emotional kid because I didn't understand. I feel emotions way deeper than everybody. I always felt that since I was born. That's been a gift, so I can feel how people were feeling from like a very young age, and I feel like probably 3-4 times as much as the natural human being's supposed to be. So that's why I really don't in this world associate or used to talk to people that much, because I can feel all your depression and all the things that you go through do just show spiritual energy, and I wouldn't understand because everything would just feel dark to me. So I just feel like you're surrounded by a dark place, but I had, I guess, qualities about my physicality that wasn't the best attractive, so I used to get teased a lot in my primary years when I changed school, but I never got teased. I was just like a kid, but when kids get older, puberty hits, you get teased about things like that, and it affected my mentality in a way, but it also helped me to grow in the shell, grow in the backbone of understanding that the words really don't matter. But to do that, at a young age, I also found myself, I say about that age of 5, 6, I know this is probably crazy, just involving myself in my first Black Ebony porn mixtape. Until that came into my life, it came and it planted its seed around my life, because I had many gifts. And and that affected my mentality as well. I've was in a way experimenting with the neighborhood kids, as all kids who has been affected we all somehow secretly watch the same thing, and people and it affected me a lot. Trying these things and trying maturity and it made me freaked out, like I'm freaked out, but it made me feel part of myself, part of my youth left a little bit. But you're a kid, you're just feeling flesh, you're just like a dopamine, you're just like, oh shit, this is what adults do, and it's not understanding that it's fucking terrible and wrong. And that has affected my mentality too. It made me develop a little bit more, I'd say mentally, but like I didn't know, seeing my mother and my father go through heartbreak and things after that they separated. They was obviously engaged, but it was always family ties of deeper things that happened around me that I didn't know about, and I didn't know it just affected me because I felt their energy, but I didn't know why, and that kind of caved me to be a little more darker, a little more sadder in life. So I used to always draw anime pictures and stuff of like people crying, because it's honestly how I felt. It's like inside, crying a tear, I need help. It's like now I understand art, understand what I mean. I wrote good things and bad things, but I also had dreams of manifesting. But then I would want to do stuff, and like, this is not even my first channel. This is probably like channel like 5 or 6. I've created a lot of channels with content and things like that, trying to regroup and just being lazy, just because I suffer from that addiction of porn addiction. I probably would have been one of those child YouTubers, things like that, if I wasn't indulging in porn. But I know I always wanted to post on content on YouTube, and then I got lost in sauce. It would affect the way I would try to, I guess, approach women with less confidence, and I had no confidence myself, so I would always find myself more isolation and not really, like I would have normal conversations, but it's like I would have a disconnect because I seen a lot of stuff, a lot more than a per se average kid. I grew up around the Chief Keef era, the whole Dirk era, everybody knows. So you've seen a lot of death, man. Homies, people you grew up with, they gone and shit, cause around that war zone, and like really being around that war zone was terrible. So it was always about trying to make it home, and after that, I'm growing up trying to be an adolescent, dealing with puberty, pimples and everything, and then you get liking people, infecting people, things of like that. You're still finding people you're still experimenting with, even though things kids not supposed to experiment with. Then music come out, world talk about drugs, everybody's talking about drugs, and you find yourself wanting to get a hold of it, but I would never know how to get a hold of it. But if I knew and how to get a hold of it, I probably would have did it already. But I always had a conscience, and that was my ancestors protecting me, praying over me, and making sure that I'm outside in the streets and getting to know people and things like that. But I would get in so many fights because I was different. When I was starting 5th grade, that's one of my fights was like on a weekly basis thing. It's like for 5th grade to 7th grade. 8th grade, I stopped caring, and that's when I moved because the city it turns a lot of people, a lot of kids dark in it. So that happens, and now I'm dealing with that anger and the spirit that's entered my womb. Well, not my womb is crazy. I'm not a woman, but like entered my body basically, and took it over. I took it on like as it was a part of me, you know. I thought it was a part of me. It was not a part of me. It was entities. You know, I'm trying to battle entities. Also dealing with porn addiction. Also dealing with fighting and anger and things like that. And now I'm going through puberty. 12 or 13. And I have nobody to talk to because you never know how to get talked to. I never really per se had that space to have these conversations. Everybody around me was working, you know. I have both of my parents in life, but it seems that they even deal with their own. They even have more maturity to do. We all had our own more maturity to do. And everybody was still kids. Honestly, you got kids raising kids, even though it's not really kids, you know. But even then, it's like, that sucks. You know, you think like, oh, you're 25, raise a kid, but really think about what if the 25 kid, adult really, no. Some do, but even their lifestyles are different because they're still trying to adapt from the bad stuff. Human adaptation. So yeah, I'm trying to develop a drama. You know, family ties happen, things happen, and things I once had interest, it's like drawing in because I look into the character of mamas so much, drawing, made things and things like that. I stopped losing interest and start getting more interested in sports to develop my own masculine structure because I was tired of being made fun of. So I wanted to build my body, my status up, my charisma. I wanted to be not a weekly gamer. So the people who are dead themed friends, they all basically jump off of it because I moved away. That's the choir per se people who I thought was friends, but you see how they went. In the summertime, we had to when we had to like really be around some, you know, and come to a realization like we're not really friends. People just friendly because we had similar circumstances, you know. Never per se really friends off the rip. Some of us were, and that's why when we talk to each other, we can just dab and have conversations because we actually talked and actually hanged out per se outside the school. But other than that, you know, you think you like, man, you know, it's like when we was in the summer playing summer football, you know how kids guard all the other kids, like freshmen and stuff, try to hog down. You know, I'm a smaller guy, try to hog down me like I ain't got nothing. And I'm looking around me, and it's just me. And it's like, 20, 40 other dudes on the team. They trying to check, you know, people and everything. And this, that, and third, because you're a freshman and shit. And, you know, these testosterone high on the football field, but, you know, from where I'm from, I don't care no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was my mindset. Like, I didn't care. Because I was still going through I didn't care. But I got respect anyway, a little bit, from other people, you know. They ain't really mess with me like that and shit. And, you know, I'm like, I don't care, nigga. But then I turn around, I turn to my homies, like, hey, bro, like, why y'all behind me? And they was like, well, they're older kids. What do you expect us to do? And I realized, I'm like, damn, my dog's not down to rock with me. Like, when it's all said and done, that's when I learned my first lesson of, like, I was I had no friends, don't really give her no loyalty. You know, that's how I knew loyalty is earned. It's not per se given, because we stand similar things. Because that's not what my only homie threw me on the bus. I had a homie years ago threw me on the bus for the girl, but I don't even want to talk about that one. But because it's nonsense. It's not like, oh, I want to push that away. It's literally nonsense. It's like, okay, bro, it's over, girl. And same thing happened, because years later, had a homie try to crash on me over a girl over the internet. And even that's too, that homie, we just had a common enemy. So that's how we became cool, but necessarily we never really, we always cared. Well, I feel like I always cared, but, people feel some type of way because everybody has some secret vendetta against some person, especially when it comes to love, especially men with testosterone. And they feel the world is against them, and it's just them versus the world, so you can never really communicate relatively with people on a genuine level like that. But yeah, I grew more inside, because I was like really, really, I was really on my mind. I obviously have siblings and things like that, but that was in my mind, and I was even in a way darker, not really giving my people speaking about how I feel, how I'm going through, because I feel like nobody will understand, because we were all kids in a way. In a way, I was right, but it's still like you're still trying to find somebody, you can't just push them all away. That's one thing you can't do. You can't just push everybody away and things like that. And that's what I know now. But I grew away from my religious belief because I felt like everything was a lie. Because I was just dealt with more pain and more pain and more pain. And I was so obsessed with just porn. And I was so deep in pornographic material at that time, and it was terrifying. It was just terrible. I was so deep, and I needed escape. I needed escape, and I always wanted a wife, but I was like, man, I just like fuck it. I don't even know. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do whatever. So I started, doing 3 ibuprofens, 2 painkillers, for a couple months. Then I started doing just taking NyQuil over just to fall asleep, so I can be sleepy and so I can go to sleep, so I can not deal with it, because there's a lot of madness around me at that time, and people emotions, and people don't know how to and I just wanted to feel on my own. But it came to a point when I hurt my younger brother a lot, and I realized I had to change, because now it's now I'm hurting people around me. I hurt my brother real bad, and he's been with me from the start. So when it came to that, it's like your realization. I was like your wake up call. Then I get in a fight, after that, but I think a part of me let when you didn't want to fight somebody because you hurt somebody, so you get in a fight, and I guess in a way you let your ass get beat and shit because you feel like you deserve it. I think that's what happened in that one, because I had nothing to fight for, not even my dignity. Obviously, the dudes actually was twice my size, so it's oh yeah, better. I'm really learn more of my lesson, then subconsciously, I'm like, fuck it, and trick yourself, nigga, I ain't no pussy. No, I shouldn't be finding no dudes literally twice me, man. But it's what it is, and then I'm buzzing, after I lost, I had a realization of really caving in myself and battling those things, and you separate yourself from those type of friend groups because you don't want to be around those people no more. And I needed to change, so I changed. I kind of cut everything off, even my sports, and started to want to develop more in myself. And you came more, and even though I claimed spiritually like 11 from being Naruto, I started really deep diving in, because I was really into conspiracies as a kid. But I started really deep diving in, and now I'm like, okay, I'm this, that, and third, and I'm growing, I'm doing my thing, And I started writing as well along the time when I was 11, because I was like, I had that to be like a young, like I used to look up to like Akira Toriyama, like Walt Disney, like Michael Jackson was like my big inspiration. Chris Brown, I wanted to listen. I wanted to be like Neo, because like you get women and things like that, and women's sex and things like that, because of my addiction. It's not really understanding, as well as also being in love with romantic movies, because I was really attached to love, and that was not because of addiction. That's because I really just love love. I'm a love person type of dilemma. That's something about me, and I love God. Then fast forward, kid, teen years, listen to X, listen to Juice, Post Malone, freaking Lil Peep, all types of shit. Listen to all like Rockstar, because I feel like a fucking reject, because I was in the mindset of a reject. This shit crazy, I was like scheming like Lil Uzi, all type shit, everybody was popping out 26, 17, 18, motherfuckers die, rest in peace, Peep, Juice, X, rest in peace, everybody, rest in peace, like, rest in peace, RPMs, like, rest in peace, all of that, rest in peace, all the people that died, back in that era, and seeing that happen, it's like, I have to change, It's like I wanted to become a martyr, but then I realized it's like, I get older, I'm like, bro, I can't do this, because they already did that story. And at the end, it's like I got a lot more to myself in that story in that way, and I can't be going out like that. I'm not saying that like how they going out is bad. It's like I know, so it's a lot more I have to do. I have to do a lot more. I don't want to just die, off like that, young, and so what could have reason? I gotta live. And then I started reaching for God and the friends that I did have, the underground community with friends, people toxic, yelling, screaming, all types of shit, and realized this is bad for you, and I had to change my habitat around there too, so I did. And now I shoot down a couple years later, and now it's here, it's 2025, and I'm kinda at a clean slate again. But I'm a lot more happy, and I love God again. And I'm finding more aspirations of myself, and really understanding and loving myself again. And that's all I wanted, so I'm kind of improving myself before I fall apart, and living my life finally, And that's my story. And I know I miss key details, but that's all of it in a nutshell. Break down to like a synopsis of things like that. So whoever's listening to, if you listen to me yap for about 24 minutes, thank you, as I yap to the same song come up. So thank you for being here, thank you for listening, thank you for loving me as I love you. And today's 29 of 30, walking with the Father. As I love you, I wish you the best to do the last day. Amen. Love you.